Yo, my mic was muted. That was unfortunate. How is everyone? Sorry, I had to adjust the chat. I finally got a chat to show up, but it looks a little small, I think personally. I have to do all the music adjusting again. I have to adjust it in my headphones. For some reason, OBS was not starting my stream, and so I ended up getting on a couple minutes late and was not exactly prepared, I guess. Is the music good for everyone as we go into our second day of Arbor Week shiny hunting? Too loud, too quiet, either or. If not, I'm just going to start. A little low? Okay, I'll turn it up. And we're back to mashing A. Today, instead of the Pokemon XD soundtrack, we're just going for assorted, relaxing Pokemon music. At least for now. That's how it started last time before as well. That's our first reset for the day, also. 217. Actually, no, we were on 214, so this one is 216. Still our first reset of the day, just the number was wrong. How's everyone's day been? It's been a particularly lazy Sunday for me, I'd say. It's been super stormy here. So I've been laying down pretty much all day. It's also where I live near the coast, it gets so humid. It's unbearable. Same there, brutal. Let me get my stuff set up. Okay, cool. We're so back. You're gonna play Pokemon Go, but you can't. Yeah, it's probably not worth it to go out into the elements for it. At least not right now. I would have gotten blown away by the wind we were having earlier. I would have flown. I'm already having to adjust like the mundanity of mashing A here. You wrote a paper in one sitting? That's kind of raw, honestly. I can't tell what the emote you used there is, but it doesn't make it any less cool. I mean, cool in like a cool that you did it, not cool in that you had to do it. We've all been there at some point. Is the chat a good size for everyone who wants to read the chat on the overlay? It doesn't, I guess, really matter because you all can see the chat yourselves because you're in it, but so happened there's no school this friend. I'm not sure I know exactly what you're trying to say there, Animates. If and I do say so myself. Oh, there's no school. Green X 221. This Friday. I see now. Not only will I have classes on Friday, but I will have my last classes before my bachelor's degree this Friday. So I guess I can't complain too much either. Typing's hard. You know, for people who aren't typing full papers in one sitting, I guess. Green X 222. We're already 9 minutes in, guys. We're making great progress. Oh, I forgot to set the game again in the YouTube, like, description. It'll probably be okay. Maybe I should change it. Green, X. I'll wait for the next cutscene to start, and then I'll, fix it. Awesome. Pokemon... Crystal version. Save. Nice. Just in time for the shiny one, to come up. Right here. Nope. X. Green. 224. Another day, another dime. That's what I say. I think the tough part about me streaming the day after I streamed yesterday is I don't really have like all too many like new talking points. I already know how y'all's weeks went. Maybe we need some icebreaker questions. There was someone here yesterday who was throwing out a lot of questions. I think it was Pyrite. Maybe he'll show up and save us. Because, you know, I could search up some icebreaker questions for everyone, but that would involve mashing A slightly slower, and I just can't afford to be doing that right now. Green, nope. X, 226. I'll give you guys some controller ASMR on this one. I don't know if that's actually coming through. It's making my guy's mouth move, so I mean, that's something. Green, nope. 227. Y'all seen any good movies lately? I'm trying to think if I saw anything that, like, I already told you all about the, Pokemon First movie remake. What's the last movie I saw before that? John Wick 3, I think, actually. It's pretty good, Green. I was a John Wick 3 fan. I haven't seen John Wick 4 yet. But I plan to soon. Mario? Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of people's answer. I mean, not that it's a bad one. I liked the Mario movie. It was on the same time as John Wick 4 too, so not too far off. And John Wick 3, yeah. Crazy coincidence that we both saw John Wick 3, recently. 229. I, was just reading up about this event, like the specific CELEBI event, for totally unrelated reasons. And it's so crazy, like, early mobile connectivity for games, and how you had to have, like, an adapter to connect your Pokemon Crystal to your mobile phone. Just for the sake of getting... I guess it wasn't just for the sake of getting Celebi. But, also, we're back to, Pokemon XD music, apparently. Or maybe this is Coliseum. Either way. That's kind of funny. Oh, this is definitely Coliseum. I'm not even playing it on purpose. This is just the nostalgic Pokemon music playlist. I got distracted. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, mobile connectivity is crazy. For games that came out in 2000. So crazy, in fact, that not enough people bought it and we didn't get it in the US. I really hope that the rain outside's not picking up on my microphone. Or anything else. Famously, this apartment is not very good for, nope, not shiny. Very good for audio recording. I've learned the hard way. No rain? Awesome. So this song that's playing right now is the Relic Forest from Pokemon Coliseum, which is of course cool because it's Pokemon Coliseum, but even cooler because that's where you see Celebi in Pokemon Coliseum, so... It's actually very topical for today's stream. Which I went for the same format as yesterday, just a very casual shiny hunt. I think as this goes on, I'm gonna have to find out more ways to kind of spice things up, but we haven't really got there yet. Green, X, moving on. Who knows, we might not even get to the point where I have to spice it up. We might get, you know, a less than 400 attempt shiny. Which would be pretty cool, I think. Oh. It's been so long since I've actually played through, like, the story of the Johto games. I'd really like to. I mean, the last shiny hunt I did was for Totodile and Heart, or I guess it was Soul Silver. And then after I got it, I didn't get past, like, the first gym. I just got busy. Which has been a reoccurring theme for a lot of my playthroughs of games recently. I also meant to say yesterday that the $4 that I collected for my chat gambling will be donated to Arbor Week. I think that's the most reasonable thing to do with it. I almost feel guilty taking it for greedy reasons when this is a charity stream that I'm not doing nothing for, but I'm definitely not going as insane on, you know, as the charity aspect as a lot of people are. Which, you know, is what it is. I don't have like incentives and stuff. Glad you can contribute. Yeah, that's all you. You're making a difference. You're the protector of the forest, even. Just like Celebi. Celebi would be proud. Oh. I'm shockingly, green, X, 238. I'm extraordinarily sweepy, but the grind must go on. I almost feel like not doing anything for the day makes me significantly more tired by like 7 p.m. So luckily the upcoming week I'll be a little bit busier, which might actually wake me up. Green. Which, honestly, I think what would wake me up most right now is a pink Celebi, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, what is this? It's a whole GS ball. Would you like to put the GS ball? Yes. We're almost to 250,000 attempts. Nope. 240. I wonder why I'm dropping so many frames in like the early parts of the stream. Once again, not that that matters. I did get a chat though. I don't think I've seen the person who recommended it yesterday come through chat yet, but they'll be glad to know that I did get a chat box for my overlay. I went through hell and high water to assure it happened, but we got it. No stream avatars though. Didn't quite figure that one out. And I'm not gonna say that I figured out how to make a good-looking chat box, but we got one regardless. Green, X, 242. Playing Soupy. I'm not for sure. What's Soupy? Super? Super Mario 64. That's a good one. I'm a Super Mario 64 fan. Personally. The first time I ever played Super Mario 64 was when it came out on the Nintendo DS, so I did not have the, most genuine Super Mario 64 experience until I was, a little bit older. It might have been, I mean, I still would have been young. I still would have been like 14 or something. I bought a Nintendo 64 at the flea market. And Mario 64 was one of the games that they gave me with it, which was kind of cool. Hey Jeff, now that you're here, I do have to get the shiny. It'd be really embarrassing if I didn't get it on the first attempt after you showed up. Let's see. I might even cut stream if I don't get it right here. Alright. Well, sorry. It was nice. It was a good stream. I'll see you all. I'm goofing. I almost forgot to go back to the actual overlay. You're sorry. Yeah. That was all your fault. I'm sorry. Everyone called Jeff mean names in the chat. Alright, Jarvis. Post Jeff's IP address in the chat. Green, reset, 246, not 56. We're not quite there yet. We're a quarter of 1,000. I just saw a tweet, I guess it would have been earlier today, like one of those really engagement bait-y tweets that are going on Twitter right now. And it was like, what is your YouTuber pet peeve? Green. What can you not stand when a YouTuber does? And someone said, when they pretend to end the video early. And that, going through my head, I still decided to run that bit. So I really hope they're not here. I really hope they're not lurking in the chat, because they wouldn't be happy with that one. They're gonna blow me up in the quote retweets for real. Jarvis can't leak my IP address if I'm leaking it first. I mean, that sounds good to me. Go for it, King. Green. That's not real, that came from a generator. Do you mean, oh, did you post something? Because it did not make it through in the chat. If you posted like a generated IP address. It did not, make it through the vetting process. Probably for the best. It was just looking out for you. I think this one's it, guys. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say this one's the one. Wouldn't it be really embarrassing if I found out that I was wrong and this one's actually shiny lock? Now my refrigerator's making a ton of noise. Is that noticeable? It blocked your fake IP address. Yeah, I'm not surprised, admittedly, at what every shiny hunter says. Yeah, because when I say it and I get it right, it's gonna be really cool. Like, Temp 251, that one's not gonna be shiny. This one, probably not gonna be shiny, but the one after this one, definitely. And then it's gonna be cool, because I'm right. Let's see, let's see. See, I told you, that one's not gonna be it, but this next one for sure. Oh yeah, you know I'm gonna post a clip when we get this. I'm gonna post a clip of, I'm gonna quote retweet the person who said they hate when YouTubers do a fake video ending, and I'm gonna post a clip of me doing exactly that. What happened to the dad jokes guy? I don't know, maybe he hasn't had the chance to come in yet. I think he came in later into the stream yesterday. So maybe it just works out for him better. Or maybe he wasn't happy with how we were treating his dad jokes, and he decided to, leave. Is this the Pokemart? No, it's Rustboro City. Yikes. Green. There's a sense of dread. After the, 40th... Oh! Hey, Ice Boy. I'm glad you were able to make it. Perfectly timed, even. With your dad jokes. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted there. I got a Discord DM that I should probably respond to, but once again, to take my hands off the controller would mean less attempts, though. And, no reason to conduct business activity while I'm shiny hunting Celebi. And mashing A. Continue. We talked about it yesterday, favorite Pokemon soundtracks. Honestly, nothing tops Pokemon XD for me, but the Hoenn games, all of like the Gen 3 games, were so good. Like, Gen 1 music and like just Kanto music in general is, I think, the most iconic, of course, that it can get, but there's something about Gen 3 music that's good. See, I'm glad you agree, Jeff. Apparently I'm not saying it's a hot take, like, in the grand scheme, but with most of the people I talk to, it's a lot of Gen 5 people in the community here. Favorite animal? Is that a question? Because I don't know if I have an answer. If it is a question, I'll say I used to be really into Finnick foxes. I thought they were super cute. That's not shiny. A lot of the small monkeys are pretty cool. Swordfish? I did not know that. If you're not goofing and gaffing, that's crazy. Yeah, a lot of people in the club. Yeah, the Smash scene here is a lot of Gen 4, Gen 5 people, which is, like I said, respectable, because it was really good there, but, those generations. Sorry, I was reading chat. Because your boy Pikachu. Oh, that's cool. You have a... I used to have a hermit crab, and he had a green shell, and so I named him Trico. Oh my gosh, I also had 2 gerbils named Ash and Brock, and I wanted to get a third one, a female one named Dawn, but then I was told it'd be a really bad idea to have 2 male and 1 female gerbil. And then Ash ate all of the food and got fat and died, and Brock ran away because he got no food, and so he escaped. So thank you for reminding me of that. Gen 5 is your second favorite. It's so good too. Playing Black for the first time felt like playing a Pokemon game from 10 years in the future. I agree completely. That's I mean, especially with the way that Pokemon Black felt, it was so futuristic, like the world itself, which did a lot for it. I definitely think that's the last... Like, when I think back on previous generations, Gen 5 is the last one that I truly felt the same childlike wonder. It bled a little bit into Gen 6, but... yeah, the first time playing the Generation 5 games was truly something. And I've basically not replayed them since. I should really do that sometime. I did a randomizer Nuzlocke of Pokemon Black, but one of the very first trainers had a Zekrom, and I died, and then I never went back and attempted it again. Green. A game theory. I had never seen Game Theory until this past November. So I was missing out on something. Man, is Game Theory something. I watched, like, so I had gone from not watching any Game Theory my entire life until this November. I got like an Airbnb with some of my friends in Vermont, and we had Game Theory playing on the TV in the background the entire time. And so I learned a lot of theories, I guess. A lot of it's like Five Nights at Freddy's lore, which is particularly funny because I don't know anything about Five Nights at Freddy's, like the blanket level stuff, so the in-depth theories were really going over my head. Green, X, 266. Alright guys, I know you've been waiting for another Hot Topic question. I'm gonna throw it out there. What's everyone's favorite game theory? Mine is that, Ness's Sans. I don't know, I can't think of any good ones. Mario, might not be such a cool guy. FNAF theory taking off of that channel is really funny because the first FNAF theory he made was insanely off the mark. Yeah, didn't at some point, like, he start influencing the actual lore, though? Didn't he, like, do a full 180 and become too powerful in, Five Nights at Freddy's lore? I really like this song, the, Route 209, because all I can think about is the, Silva Gunna, 21 Guns Green Day, remix. Scott Cawthorne saw one of his theories and thought, hey, it's not a bad idea. I mean, I guess if he was thinking like farther ahead than the creators were, then you might as well. And even if you just thought it'd be hard to shake the idea. I mean, especially if it was Matthew Patrick that had it. Hard to top his level of ingenuity. I feel like that happens a lot with a lot of those indie horror games. The fan base starts influencing where the game goes a lot, which I guess can be good or bad, depending on how much. I just recently watched, like, not really a documentary, but a little bit about Bendy and the Ink Machine, which I had not heard of until a little bit ago. I guess it would have been Halloween, because one of my, like, more distant cousins dressed up like him, which is also crazy, because it's supposed to be, like, a horror game, and this kid is, like, 6. But that seems to be the audience for a lot of indie horror nowadays. But that game, I know, apparently took a lot of ideas from fans, which a lot of the time, fans are not the ones. There's a reason that there's people in the writing room, and it's not the fans. It's the same thing with Pokemon mods a lot of the time. People are like, oh, I'm gonna fix, like, Tinkaton. People are like, I'm gonna fix Tinkaton. It's such a poorly designed Pokemon because it has a really strong attacking move, but really low attack, as if that's not by design. And so, a lot of people, when they make, like, their reworks, are like, oh, we gotta make Tinkaton right. How did I get to complaining about Tinkaton from Five Nights at Freddy's? It shows my, my current mental fortitude. That reminds me of the Shadow of the Colossus community. Spent so long searching for a particular secret that didn't actually exist that it... That's really cute. See, I think that's a really good example of taking something, like, from the fans. That is super cute. That's also just a cool thing for a remake. Like... On all fronts, you know what? Good for Shadow of the Colossus. I've never played it, actually. My brother did, and I watched him when I was little, but... Something about games that have this big, empty, like, vastness to them, I actually don't find super cool. They kind of make me feel uneasy, even as an adult. That's why I could not get into Breath of the Wild, as crazy as that is to say. And I talked about it on stream before, because someone was playing it. I never could. I like a little closed-in adventure. Less is more. We're already 30 minutes into this? That's crazy. Feels like no time has gone by at all. Part of it was the community made so many tools for mapping out the game locations that Blueprint actually ended up using. That's really funny. Speaking of people using tools to map out the game and Breath of the Wild, have you seen where people have like already located like the trailers for Breath of the Wild? People have already found in the map where the characters were when those like were in those cutscenes, because I guess it's just the same map as the first game. And so like they triangulate it by like using the mountains and the stuff in the background to find exactly like where Zelda is standing in some cutscene for the trailer for a game that doesn't come out for another couple weeks. I think it's early May, I'm fairly certain. I'm pretty sure it comes out mid-exam season for the people here. I say the people here because I'm finished, I'm done. I'm chilling. At least chilling on academics. I'm grinding out content. 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm excited for people who are excited about it. That's the best I can say. Maybe if one of my friends has a physical copy of Breath of the Wild, I'll try and play it again, and then if someone can let me borrow. Because it's a $70 game, and I don't know if I can drop $70 on a game I'm not sure. Mid-exam season. Yeah, it's not even like it sucks for it to come out before, because you know that you're gonna have to be working. But if it came out after, it'd be perfect as a reward. But something about the middle feels particularly brutal, because it's not like you can take a break once you started. You'll lose all your momentum. Why does this song go so hard? Oh, my mouse died. I can't check what this song is. Bother. That also means when it comes down to it, I'm not gonna be able to end the stream. I think we're just locked in here now. Oh, it came back on, we're good. Oh, this is the SS Anne. I said this yesterday, I don't actually know a lot of the handheld music that isn't like the big ones, because you are correct, it is indeed SS Anne. Because I used to not want to play handheld Pokemon, or handheld any game, with the sound turned up. So a lot of my experience is from listening to the soundtracks just casually. Which is particularly funny because Fire Red was my first handheld Pokemon game, so you'd think I'd have it ingrained in my memory more. It's also probably up there for the most that I've played any one Pokemon game. First being Emerald. Second being XD. If it comes to full playthroughs though, XD might be it. I used to play the beginning of Emerald so many times, like the beginning to Roxanne, that I got tired of it and would start a playthrough and then not be able to finish it. Verdant Turf Town. I should get one of the little little widgets or whatever they call them that shows what song is like now playing. That would be kind of cool. Like on the overlay, so there would never be a question about it. We're almost at 300. 300 attempts. Which actually, that's... I mean, I guess we're still 17 away, but like, that's pretty good time, it feels like. To get that many attempts in. Did I like stop for some reason yesterday? And that's why it took as long as it did? I don't remember, I'm kind of just taking things one day at a time. Green, X, 284. It would be so silly and so funny if I got it today. Actually, purely thinking from like a, oh, do I want to make a video about Arbor Week? Getting it today might actually be detrimental. Then there's so much less content, but at the end of the day, we're here for a shiny Celebi, so... Vermilion City. Yeah, who needs a now playing when I'll just say it out loud for everyone, every time. Green, X, 286. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. True that. The sound font is very DS. Heart Gold, Soul Silver, very good games. I feel like it's funny because I would have been like 9 years old or something when Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out. It's like it fell into a perfect time for like nostalgia for me, and it is still like Heart Gold is still probably in my top like 3 favorite Pokemon games. But the actual like story to Johto, I do not have 100% down. It's not ingrained the same. I just watched a video yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. I'm all putting together about Pokemon X and Y that just turned 10 years old, which is crazy to think about. And hearing about a lot of the stuff that happens in that game is also funny because it was like, oh, I forgot 60% of this game, and it's up there for like the most hours I would have in one. Because it was 3D, then Pokemon were 3D now, that's so cool. And they're still 3D to this day. And obviously the novelty never wore off for everyone. I personally think that Pokemon 3D, or 3D Pokemon models, yeah, peaked in Pokemon XD Coliseum. Of course, they just reused the models from Pokemon Stadium, but the animations had a lot of character and charm. Battle Revolution did too, but there was something about the grittiness of Pokemon XD and Coliseum that made the animations funnier. There's just a certain level of polish that got added after Gen 4, it feels like, that I don't dislike, but it does feel like it took ever so slightly the charm away. That sounds bad. I love Gen 4 and 5, but there's definitely something about Sinnoh and On that felt much more collected. Which I guess makes sense, you know, Gen 1, they were trying something new, and then Gen 2 was supposed to be, like, the end. So Generation 3 was still, like... The idea of doing another one was so novel, but then by Gen 4, they knew they were in it for the long haul. And so like, oh, I guess we need to start figuring out how to make this look consistent. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to shiny hunt a Celebi. For real. Aspertia City, I think that's how you pronounce that. I couldn't say. We're almost at 300. Y'all think we're gonna get it for 300? I don't, but place your bets now. I'll donate the money to charity. And green, X, 294. And we're only 45. Yeah, we're gonna be way faster than we were going yesterday. Which the more attempts the better, because the higher likelihood we'll have to get it. This is like the nostalgic Pokemon song I think ever. The lake theme. This is the one I always see people, like, when they make edits and stuff on TikTok or whatever, use this song. Which I don't blame them. It, yeah, it's really good. It is... Something about the DS sound font really pops off. Like, it's just old enough to still have that charm, but yet, you know... It also sounds so clean. I'm not a musician. I don't know the words to use, but I like it. It sounds good. Make ear happy. This will be the last stream that I do in a burning hot apartment. They're finally turning the heat off tomorrow, so... Though it hasn't affected your experience any, you'll know that I'm a lot happier on the other end. I've only ever seen 4 shinies in all my life playing Pokemon. 2 of them were 2 pairs right next to each other. And that's kind of crazy, actually. I've been here until 30,000 attempts doing this. Yeah, you weren't here yesterday when I was talking about someone who tweeted out their shiny Celebi they got from doing this, and it took them 150 attempts. That's like only a little over an hour that they were doing this. And then some people were on like 15,000 on the same hunt. I think we only have time for like 1,000. I think, maybe even only like 800 depending on how fast we go. Attempts in this whole week. I don't remember my first ever shiny, but I definitely remember my first shiny hunt, which was Tangela, because it was easy. How fast we go? Yeah, it's a team effort. You all are fueling me. See, I'm here to keep you engaged, but in something like this, you also have to keep me engaged, because I'll start slowing down. I'll start falling asleep at the wheel. That's why we need some icebreakers. Let me see. Y'all are about to learn a little bit about each other. We're gonna get the first day of class setup going on here. All right. First icebreaker question from teambuilding.com for our 300th attempt. What fictional family would you most like to join? That's a really weird, like, first question. I would want to join... I don't know. I don't like this game. I feel like a lot of, like... Especially modern... You didn't hear the question? What fictional family would you most like to join? I personally, when thinking like modern fictional families... I don't know, I don't watch shows with positive family models, like family role models. The Munsters? That's... Alright, that's an honest answer. And a better answer than I could come up with. Dude, Laroma Town? Absolute banger. This one's, what movie do you wish you could watch again for the first time? That just kind of feels like, what is your favorite movie, but worded in a different way. I guess that's not... maybe not completely true, but... yeah, I don't know, that's weird. I think we talked about favorite movie yesterday. That's completely different? Okay. It's like, would you rather relive the experience when you first watched it? Or would you rather now be the first time that you watch it? And your memory of it before is gone? Because my answer would be different either way. Green, X, 304. Something suspenseful. Oh yeah, like something you want to be the same, surprise, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. I can't think of any, twists in movies that have got me. But I guess it's because it's in hindsight, it's hard to remember, unless it was super impactful. Man, I'm really bad at icebreaker questions, guys. This was a bad idea. It takes me too long to think, and then if I start thinking too hard, I'm not talking. Blacklist, for show. That's fair. You know what? I'll take that answer, and we'll move on. Okay. Don't worry, guys. I found the funny icebreaker question, so now, everything's gonna be okay. Reset. These are just the same as the other ones. The soundtrack for the Mewtwo fight in Pokemon Stadium is pretty good from what I heard. We can whip that one out, honestly. We'll start doing music requests. Mewtwo Pokemon Stadium. Trying to type with one hand and mash with the other. Alright, here we go. The Mewtwo fight theme. Things are getting intense for our, the 300s aren't... it's not like the 200s. Things are serious now. I've never, played any part of... I mean, I've played it. I guess I've never beat any part of Pokemon Stadium that wasn't the minigames. I own like the original copy of Pokemon Stadium. And it's on the Switch, online now, so maybe I'll have to. But you can't use your own Pokemon anymore. Not on the modern version, that is. And emulation, of course, is a sin, so... can't be doing that. I don't have my Nintendo 64 with me now, though. So it wouldn't be relevant to me either way. 309. We're only like 110 away from the next funny number. So actually, I said I was going a lot faster than yesterday. But really we're gonna only have done like 100 in an hour, basically, like last time. It's a fun game, just Gen 1 rules suck, that's all. Yeah, that's fair. There's a lot of things about Gen 1 that isn't so hot. But it is the original. So just like your, you know, your grandparents who have very dated ideas of the world, you have to appreciate them for what they are. To an extent. Well, I was gonna say that, Pokemon might say less politically incorrect things, but that's not completely true. If you look at some of the, at least one of the original designs. Not that it had bad intentions, of course. Green, X, 312. If anyone else has any Pokemon music recommendations, we'll take them. I'll run them through. As intense or as calming as you'd like, we'll run them. Green, X. Crazy this next one's gonna be shiny though. I'm gonna give it the proper silence it deserves for them to make the pop-off count even more. L. I love the game. It's my favorite other than Zelda Ocarina of Time. That's fair. What game do you want to replay for the first time? So I assume once again, thinking like, just a game that like, I would want to have, I don't know. That's tough, once again, trying to think of like, games that had some kind of surprise in them that I thought was particularly cool. I would really like to enjoy maybe one of the Mario games, like Mario Galaxy would be really cool to go into blind. Stardew Valley, that's a good one. There's a lot to that one to like learn. Oh, and you want to have the same sense of wanting to play, yeah. That's the thing, after a certain point, it's so easy to burn out. Alright, we're moving on to Nostalgic Pokemon Music Part 2. And we're starting with some Pokemon Snap music, that's cool. Yeah, actually that's true. Something like a roguelike would be cool to play for the first time. I would think like Spelunky for me maybe. To have everything in that be fresh would be cool. That was the first roguelike I really got into. And those games are so based on knowing things that once you know everything, or I guess based on learning things, so once you know everything, it's less exciting. Also, The Last of Us. I'm thinking about playing The Last of Us again soon, like, just for fun. Maybe I'll do The Last of Us 2. I've never played Part 2. And I've wanted to. I know people I can borrow it from, but it's a matter of actually sitting down and playing it. I know people don't like the story in that one as much, but I've heard a lot of the gameplay changes are pretty good. I wouldn't know. I haven't played it. It looks really good, like, graphically. Here's another good Pokemon song. Pokemon XD, yeah, so... I'm not sure if you were here yesterday, Blaze. We listened to pretty much the entire Pokemon XD soundtrack, because I agree completely. I think all of the music from Pokemon XD is the best Pokemon music. Cindy said don't play Last of Us 2. So I know that people don't like it near as much, and like I know what happens. I hate to say it, I know the big plot points, and I know the general plot line, but I want to know how it feels to play. The gameplay looks fun. That's one reason why, though, I want to play The Last of Us again, is I'm a sucker for third-person shooters. And, like, the really cheesy ones, like Uncharted or Tomb Raider, I genuinely really like those games. The Last of Us just also had a good story. Not that Tomb Raider and Uncharted were particularly bad. I'm not gonna say they were peak or anything, but... Which at this point, it's become annoying to say that The Last of Us was. I mean, not that there's any story that gets better than Pokemon Crystal for the Nintendo Game Boy, am I right, guys? I just love Pokemon Crystal. That's why I've dedicated 3 hours of my life in the past 2 days pressing A in it. And really experiencing everything this game has to offer. Oh. I've been thinking about So once I'm done with this Pokemon, like, shiny hunting stream, I have zero clue what's either what I'm going to stream or what's gonna happen to streams in general. Like a schedule or anything like that. You own Pokemon Coliseum? That's pretty cool. I'm a huge Pokemon Coliseum fan too. I am one of the biggest purchases I think I've ever made as a collector is the Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc. It was not cheap, and I actually traded it into like a local game store for like half the price, and it's still one of the most expensive items I've bought. And all it does is give you a Jirachi, but it's such a cool thing to own. The Japanese one gives you a Celebi, but it's shiny locked. Otherwise, we'd be doing that hunt, because I think that'd be way funnier. If, you know, it'd be a lot harder, but it would be funnier, and that counts for something. 324. I guess it's been an hour. I can do an Arbor Week reminder. So, for those who don't know, this week is Arbor Week, where a bunch of Pokemon streamers, as like myself, are shiny hunting forest-based Pokemon to raise money for the Rainforest Trust. If you're interested in donating, there's a link in my description, but of course, don't feel obliged to. Only donate if you feel so inclined. And that's my spiel. I try to do it every 30 minutes, but I think I missed it earlier. I must have just so passionately been discussing, I don't know, The Last of Us. That was not 30 minutes ago, but man, does it feel like it when you're shiny hunting Celebi in the Ilex Forest. One of these icebreaker questions is Hugh Grant funny? I don't know. I don't know if Hugh Grant is funny. I don't think I know who Hugh Grant is. I mean, I know their name. What has Hugh Grant done? I try to search it up, but I can't type with one hand very effectively, and I have to keep mashing A for this, this event. Green, reset. 328. Your favorite EVs are in Pokemon Coliseum as your starters. Oh yeah, that was really crazy at the time. Because instead of, you know, giving you even a choice to start off, they give you an Espeon and an Umbreon right at the beginning. Some of the coolest starter Pokemon, and even like in side games and stuff. Because the next game, in Pokemon XD, you get an Eevee and you get to evolve it into whatever you want. But like forcing you into an Espeon and Umbreon in the beginning is really interesting. And I think the game starts you off at like everyone's like level 30. Which is already a decent way into like a normal Pokemon game. I mean, in Pokemon Crystal, I think level like 40 and stuff, you can beat the Elite Four. Definitely a lot of risks taken in those games, and while a lot of them did not pay off, I think a lot of them did, and that's why they're some of my favorites. Little bit of ASMR. I still don't know if any of that comes through. I have my mic turned down so low to not pick up the rain and my refrigerator and the heat all going off at once. We've passed the hour mark. We're halfway through today's shiny hunting session, which means we have one more hour if we're going to be getting Celebi today. So please lend me your energy, because this is taking Green a toll on my my sanity. At least you get to see that little Ditto make the Game Freak logo at the beginning. I think it's one of the best like game startup screens that we have. The Ditto Game Freak logo should have become the regular thing, in my personal opinion. Green X 333. Whew. This song, in case you're wondering, is Sand Gem Town, which I'm pretty sure is Diamond Pearl Platinum. I've now checked, it is Diamond Pearl Platinum. Which I guess I should have been able to tell. So once again, like I've talked about it 3 different times this stream, the sound fonts are so distinct from the DS games. Even between the DS games, they're all so distinct. Except maybe Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Diamond and Pearl Platinum. I feel like they're close enough to be very samey. Not the songs themselves, just like the sound fonts. And then of course Ruby and Sapphire are so unique because of their use of horns, like trumpets and stuff. Why is this... Both streams I've had, Shiny Hunting Celebi, have devolved into discussing the intricacies of Pokemon music for like a significant amount of the time. I guess it's just because it's going on, and so it's something to talk about. God, I wish they could make those again. It's not... Those again, it's not for the younger fans to make them again. Do you mean, Which ones are you talking about that they could make again? Specifically. Are you talking, like, Diamond and Pearl again? Or... I guess what's the last one I talked about? Heart Gold, Soul Silver? X. Not pink. Oh, Pokemon Coliseum. Yeah, I see what you mean. I would love to see... Even I would just love to see... them take... Coliseum and XD and, like, throw them onto, like, the Switch Online or something. I don't even need a remake all that much. I wouldn't complain, of course. Hey, Common Rider. I'm doing great. An hour into today's shiny hunting session. How are you doing? Got here just in time for attempt 338. And in time to, hear us discuss some Pokemon music. You don't think they can? I think that they can eventually. Definitely not with how things are looking right now, we're not gonna see it, but in due time. It makes sense that, it makes sense why they wouldn't, but also it would not be particularly hard, and so it'd just be something, another revenue stream for them, so... Green X 340. It's like a waltz. Lily Cove. Will we get it before 350? You'd like for them to do something with Pokemon Conquest. That, you know what? I forget about Pokemon Conquest a lot of the time. I would love to go back and play it. I only played the first couple, like, missions of it back when it came out, and I've never beat... I was never a real-time strategy player as a kid, but I bet I would love it now. It's just so hard to get it, like, a legit cartridge. It's so expensive. I guess because they weren't flying off the shelves, as a lot of Pokemon spin-offs go. Maybe I'll play Pokemon Conquest sometime soon. I'll add it to my ever-growing list of games I'd love to replay. A lot of people are hoping for some DS games on, like, the Switch services, Nintendo Switch Online. I just don't know how they would do it. How they would go about putting DS games on the Switch. It's not like the Wii U where they had the 2 screens already. And one of which being a touchscreen, which just made it easier. Mashing. Let's see, is this one gonna be it? Nope. It's so wild how expensive Pokemon games have gotten. I remember a few years ago. That's crazy, yeah. I bought a few Pokemon games like during the rise in prices, because I was the kind of kid that would always trade in my games to get the new ones. So while I still had some of like my childhood Pokemon games, I was like, I would trade in, oh, Pokemon Black and White 2 is coming out, I'll trade in Pokemon Black so I can get it and stuff like that, which is really, you know, crappy looking back, but I was also a kid, so I wasn't very smart. But it's crazy, yeah, they're still a lot of the time going up. I was talking earlier about the Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc. I think it was going for like $200 or something crazy. And that's not even an actual game. Pokemon Coliseum itself was also some insane amount of money. Luckily that was one of the ones I still had. But yeah, I wanted to go back and get all the Pokemon games I didn't have, because also I only had one version. But it's just not feasible to do on a YouTuber budget. I did too last year during income tax season. I should donate plasma. That's kind of sick. Donating plasma to afford your Pokemon games is raw. I wasn't sure what was gonna happen tax season this year, but it hit me like a truck, so I kind of had the opposite experience. It was not helping my Pokemon budget at all. You win some, you lose some, I guess. I don't think I actually have any Pokemon games in their original boxes. What I did was, I would buy a lot of out-of-box games, and then, buy the Japanese boxes for them, because I thought they looked really cool on a shelf. They used to give $100 per plasma donation. That's crazy. Now they're giving out Snoopy shirts for blood, which is equally as cool, I think. I saw someone wearing one just yesterday. They had a huge bruise on their arm, so obviously they had some trouble with the, you know, donating experience, but man, is it worth it when you get that Snoopy shirt. We're almost at 350. We're speedrunning this stuff, man. With all this green X 350. So that expert mashing I'm doing to get through all of the pesky analyzation text boxes. Let's see, who's it gonna be? Dude, is this the Apple Woods from Mystery Dungeon? Sick. Let's see, is it gonna come out 351? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say I bet it's gonna be 373. Someone mark that down. Mark my words. 373 is gonna be the attempt. Because it definitely wasn't 351. I thought about bringing back the icebreakers, but I really fumbled last time. So you know what? We're just gonna sit in silence for the rest of the stream. The next hour and 49 minutes. Green X 53. I know Ice Boy came back and said he was gonna bring his dad jokes, and then he just asked his favorite, or our favorite animals, and then dipped. When the people needed him most, he was gone. He vanished. Green X 354. For Christmas last year, actually a friend of mine sent me a copy of Pokemon Coliseum for a Christmas gift. It was just a disc, but I was still shocked. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, the disc, of course, is the most valuable part. I had the same situation where I just had the disc from my youth. I actually think I got it from a friend, but I bought the box. It was the greatest hits box, so it's not like the one people want, but it was really cheap, actually. To just get the box. But it didn't come with like the real complete in box stuff. I think the only complete in box Pokemon game I own is the bonus disc for Coliseum, which is kind of funny. Which is a shiny hunt I also want to do, but based on how weary I am of going insane from all this shiny hunting, we'll have to see how that goes. I'll probably be bringing Smash back to the stream when I stream in the future, but who knows? This song's louder than the last one. It's the Juniper Pokemon Lab. Now playing. Let's just watch this intro. It's such a cute Game Freak logo. I decided I did not want to watch the whole intro about halfway through. I did read about it yesterday, though, that the intro is really interesting because it shows the unknowns communicating with Suicune, which is something that doesn't actually happen in the game. Washing water and drinking your hands should help. Thank you for that. That kind of puts it up sentences exactly what my brain needs to function right now. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing, M? Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? It's really cool how unknown are linked to the legendary beasts. Because, you know, the whole Pokemon third movie is about Entei and Unknown. I would know, because I just recently in the grand scheme, stayed up until like 4 AM watching the third Pokemon movie. We put it on, so it was like, oh, this is something that would be pretty easy to go to sleep to, and then I just got completely engrossed and did not sleep. Green X 360. We've almost done a shiny hunt, or a shiny hunt attempt for every day of the year. I think that calls for a celebration. Maybe I'll treat myself to a shiny Celebi. I couldn't interview the producer of Coliseum, so there's no plans for a sequel, which sucks. You know, it's based in Arizona, which is cool. Yeah, it was, which makes a lot of sense when you think, like, Phoenix City, Phoenix, Arizona. Even the lore of Phoenix City is based on the lore of Phoenix, Arizona. There's a lot of Pokemon spin-offs I would love to see a sequel to. I would really want to see Pokken Tournament come back. I thought that game was so much fun. And it's still fun. Like, the Switch Deluxe version is fun. But there's so many cool new Pokemon, and so many cool old Pokemon that it could add. A game like that would be getting, like, continuous support. So I feel like if it came out on the Switch, it would probably have a longer lifespan than it would on the Wii U. Because nothing had a particularly good lifespan on the Wii U. I know the DLC that it did have was pretty cool, like Blastoise, which was my favorite character, and I didn't realize it was DLC. It was DLC for the Deluxe Edition, though, I think. Which is kind of funny. You want another Pokemon Let's Go? I could see that. Actually, I could see that happening. Just as much as anything else, really. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, I think, are some of the prettiest Pokemon games we've ever had. they definitely did 3D right when it came to the overworld, at least. Like the perfect mix of like, this is a real person, but this is also like a chibi character. I guess it would make sense to go the Johto route for that. But who knows? It was such a unique type of game that I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make another one either. Because now also people are wanting to see another Legends game. They're just introducing so many different types of Pokemon games that people want to see come back. And then we just simply don't see them come back. There's also Pokemon Unite when it comes to unique Pokemon games, which I'm a huge fan of. I love Pokemon Unite. I've always been a huge MOBA player, and then I fell off of it for a long time, but then when Pokemon Unite came back, I got into it for a long while. I'm a Crustle main, for real. I got a whole new appreciation for that guy. Can I also... wait. I love your Pokemon comment, it makes me smile. I'm so glad to hear that comment. I really liked how Pokemon brought Hope back to Japan. It was definitely different for me to do, because it was a little more serious than a lot of the stuff I make, but it was really cool to like research the Pokemon with You charity, and that they're still doing stuff today is so cool too. What's tough about it though is that there's so little like visual information out there. Like they don't have like pictures or videos of a lot of what they did, or at least we don't have access to them, the general public. I'm a sucker for Gen 1 Pokemon 2s when I saw them. Yeah. Pokemon, or Gen 1 Pokemon were mostly hits, I think, but also that could just be nostalgia, and I'm okay with that. I'm not a huge like complainer about new Pokemon designs though. I think that Gen 9 especially, I love a lot of the new Pokemon there. I'm thinking about posting another relatively more serious video on the channel soon, because I made it for a final project in one of my classes. But it's a fully edited, video essay. So I thought it might be fun to post on the channel, but it's like not Pokemon related or anything. It's something super out there. So we'll see. Maybe so. I have other videos planned to come out in May. As of right now, I have like 3 potential in May, which is pretty big for the channel. 3's a lot. Sometimes we only get 1, but I'm hoping to grind things out a little bit more, be a little more consistent. But only time will tell. No promises. I can promise you that, what was it? What did I say? 373 or something was gonna be the one? I could a lot stuff I didn't know. Pokemon is a thing that means a lot to me. That's really cool, Common Rider. I've also been a Pokemon fan, since I was really little. I don't know if I have quite as sentimental of a first experience. That's really cool that you got the sealed Pokemon Yellow copy. My first ever Pokemon game was XD, and I wasn't even the one playing it, because I don't even think I could really read at the time. But I looked at the screen and I pointed and went, haha, funny guy, when my brother played. And I think over time I've owned 3 different copies of it. Because we were rough kids when it came to like our belongings, so I think we lost our original copy of it. So then my parents bought me a new one when I was a little bit older, and then I found the old one like in a closet somewhere, and I think I ended up selling it or selling the new one. I kept my original copy so that I could get the bonus disc for Colosseum. You're thinking about streaming the new Zelda game? You're excited for the new one. I'm excited that you're excited. I don't really have stakes in the new Zelda games. I really liked Link's Awakening, but I'm just not a huge 3D Zelda guy. Never have been. I beat Ocarina of Time. I got most of the way through Majora's Mask. But Breath of the Wild, it never stuck. Maybe I was just too busy at the time. Maybe if I went back and played it now, it'd be a whole different experience. Ooh. Or maybe not. I don't know. I'm just trying to shiny hunt Celebi. Link's Awakening was fun. Contrastingly, like, to my 3D Zelda opinion, I love 2D Zelda games. A Link Between Worlds is one of my favorite 3DS games. And probably my favorite Zelda game, easily. I think it did a really good job, like I was talking about with Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, of, like, mixing the original Zelda, like, art style and 3D. It kind of just did what 3DSP did, but I guess better. You really liked Link's Awakening? I'm glad we've got a Link's Awakening hype train going on. Cause yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun. I bought a projector, so my friends and I got a projector so we could play Smash in my friend's basement on the wall. And when I was the one that, like, actually bought it and got it shipped to my house, and so I set it up outside and played the beginning of Link's Awakening on the side of my parents' house at the time, which was really funny and surprisingly not, like, super delayed or anything. Not that that matters all too much for, like, the intro to a Zelda game, but you know. So I also had a very fun experience first playing Link's Awakening. And now I think the Oracle games are on Switch Online, if I recall correctly. Oh yeah, I forgot about Wind Waker. I played Wind Waker, I think, all the way through. It's one of the GameCube games I have that survived my childhood. I've not gone back and replayed it all too much though, because I also had it for the Wii U. And still couldn't get into it all too much, but I love the art style for sure. That's something I can appreciate about all of the Zelda games. I think that they're all pretty much great looking games. The vibes of Twilight Princess aren't exactly my favorite, but I respect them. Twilight Princess falls into the same category I think of as Super Smash Bros. Brawl, where it's like just too realistic to really for me to vibe with. I was super excited when with Smash 4 they went back to being a little more cartoony. The Wii U one is better? Alright, if I go back and play one, that'll be it. Even though I definitely do not have a Wii U anymore. But I'll figure something out. My GameCube's definitely going to be getting a lot of play over the summer, because I'm going to be showing my girlfriend as many of my childhood GameCube games that I can fit into the summer. Starting with either Pokemon XD or Thousand Year Door, which, despite me being such a huge Pokemon fan, I think Thousand Year Door might be my favorite video game ever. Sorry, you were making a potato. Welcome back. You just missed me talking about the GameCube marathon that's gonna happen over the summer. I'm deciding whether or not it should start with Pokemon XD or Thousand Year Door. Or I was also thinking Little Big Planet, which is not a GameCube game, but I really want to replay Little Big Planet. You love the GameCube? I've been collecting for a while. Yeah, I have such a small... Really, I have a very small physical game collection at all. Most of what I have for the GameCube is, like, the Pokemon games. Pokemon Channel and all that. I do have 2 copies of Kirby's Air Ride, which is kind of funny. Not if you're gonna be a full-time student. No, you're an online student, so that does not stop the that doesn't stop the grind at all. The GameCube grind. Not pink. X 385. I don't think I've actually been playing any, like, single-player story games recently. I was gonna try and, like, talk about, oh, what am I playing right now? But really, I played this, you know, the past couple days on stream, and then I played the, TCG Live still a little bit every day. I don't even experiment with, like, new decks or anything, I just keep playing the same Bandit Gardevoir deck that I showed off on stream at the beginning of April. I'm really excited for a lot of the new Pokemon starter decks they're releasing. I was going to talk about it earlier. They're getting cheaper, and the cards in them are getting better. Got a few rare games for the GameCube, XD and Coliseum are obscure games. Oh yeah, having like Cubivore and the Fire Emblem, was it Radiant Dawn, are really crazy. Those are some really big ones. Thousand Year Door, of course, too. I'm pretty sure I still have my original copy of Thousand Year Door. So, fun story about Thousand Year Door. My dad was, and is still, a mailman. He would, you know, walk down the street and deliver mail, and people would have yard sales over the summer. And one time, he bought us an complete in-the-box copy of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. But we already had Thousand Year Door, so we gave it to our friends who were hanging out at our house at the time. And I mentioned that to my friend within the past couple days, and he did not have it anymore, so that is completely lost to time. That complete in-box copy of Thousand Year Door. And every couple days that goes by, and as the price of that game goes up and up, I just think, huh, what could have been? Green X 390. Route 201. I'm out of water. I've been throwing back water while we've been doing this. It's important to stay hydrated when you're mashing the A button. Green X 391. We're gonna hit 400 in no time. We're going much faster than yesterday, which is good. The more attempts, the better. I really hope that there's no delay between my microphone and the music coming in, because that's gonna sound horrible on the ears. I want to replay the Poke Park games too. Some of the games I've either sold or parted over the past few years and I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I famously sold or traded in my games as a kid to get new games. That's why I had to pretty much restart my Pokemon game collection from scratch, because I only had like XD, Coliseum, and Platinum. And if I kept any of the other ones, I lost them, so I was definitely bad about it. And that's just Pokemon games. I had so many Wii games that I don't know what happened to them either. I do think that my GameCube game collection is the most surviving games that I would have, but also a lot of them were found later in my life and were replaced. So I had 2 copies of a lot of games for a while. I think I had 2 XDs, 2 of something else. Maybe it was like Mega Man Legacy Collection or whatever it was called. Mega Man Anniversary Collection. I used to love that one. And then I still have 2 copies of Kirby Air Ride, which is also a really good game. Green X 395. We are so close to 400. Heidelberg City. Yeah, so if we get to, what, 428? Or we get past 428, then we'll be moving faster. That sucks, it happened to my Yu-Gi-Oh! Collection. Oh yeah, don't even get me started on all the Pokemon cards we lost along the way. When I got back into collecting, which would have been maybe late 2020, because my college roommate got me back into it. Like an addiction, he said, oh hey, you should, you know, buy this box of cards and we can play the card game together. And then I got one hit, and then I've not stopped for 3 years. But, I went back to my, you know, like, room with at my parents' house and looked for my old cards, and the only thing I could find was a crumpled up, Latios Delta species with pen marks on it. And I just went, dang. This is all I have to remember it by. And now I kind of just, like, go through whenever I, like, see friends or stuff that know that I'm into Pokemon, I try and coerce them into, handing over their old Pokemon cards. Which has worked in the past, and I have some really awesome cards that one of my friends gave me. Because, you know, he doesn't really care about cards in his adult life. I've lost so many Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Yeah, man, Yu-Gi-Oh 2, I just recently, though, found all of, like, my old good Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so they made it. They survived. All my Dark Magicians and stuff. I was really into Dark Magician. You've never had any good card pulls? That's fortunate. There's nothing to miss if there was nothing, there at all. But I guess it's better to love and to lose, love and lost, than to have never have loved at all. I don't know. I've not been lucky with pulls recently, and you all might have the chance to see that soon. I've had some really unfortunate pulls. Did you hear about that Yu-Gi-Oh card that sold for over... This reset before Celebi even talked to me. I've not heard about the $300,000 Yu-Gi-Oh card. What was it? Was it like one of the ones? Like some special Blue Eyes or something? No, it was the like one that was only one of. The PSA 7, like they made one print of one card. Is that the one you're talking about? Green. Yeah, I actually do know that one. The one, yeah, one print. I didn't see that it had sold yet, I just saw that it was listed. And a lot of people were like, why would you even get it graded if it's a PSA 7? And it's like, it does not matter what grade it got. It's literally the only one. That's so funny. Green. That is attempt 400 down. We are so back. We're over the hump. I think if I could go back and open like any pack of Pokemon cards historically, it would either be like Fire or it's one of the Delta species like Crystal Guardians, or something Heart Gold Soul Silver, because that was like my resurgence of Pokemon when I was younger. It kind of looks like Trunks from Dragon Ball, and the PSA he got that card when he was a kid, so he must have played it in some decks. Yeah, and really for playing it in some decks, a 7 is really good. I know cards pulled straight from the pack that will get like a 4. I wish you luck, maybe I'll see you again. Good night, Blaze. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest. And I'll be here again tomorrow, so... Green. X. Man, I'm starting to get a little anxious. After I reset before I even talked to Celebi, or even started the fight, I'm getting a little trigger happy. I'm gonna end up resetting on a shiny. But no qualms resetting on that one, because it was not shiny. I actually don't know if I know what song... Oh, this one's from Mystery Dungeon. This is the Sky Tower. That's why I have not heard it, because I've not played Mystery Dungeon in a very, very, very long time. I've only beat one. I only played through Red Rescue Team on the Game Boy Advance when I was little. Green, don't want it. I've not played through any other Mystery Dungeon game, though I'd assume they're pretty good. I've heard really good things. I think I might have... I don't remember if I bought the Mystery Dungeon remake. That's gonna sound really crappy of me if I bought it and then didn't play through it at all. You've never played through the Mystery Dungeon games? Like I said, I've only played the one, but it was really fun. They're good games. They're, different, you know? There's something that at the time, like the dungeon crawling type thing, I had never experienced. And then when I was a little bit older, I bought some different game on the 3DS that was a lot like it, and just didn't like it near as much. So then I was kind of afraid to replay any Mystery Dungeon games, because I was afraid I didn't like them anymore. The song's a banger, though. If you wanted one reason to believe in Mystery Dungeon, it's because the music apparently is really good. I know there's the one song that I've even used it in videos, but it's really popular, like a really sad one from the end of, I think, Time, Scores of Time. You ain't getting that shiny Celebi. Definitely not yet, that's for sure. Ever? We'll see. I mean, I guess every attempt is just as likely as the last. Which isn't likely, but we've got 4 days. And it's been 30 minutes, which is my cue to remind you all of why we're even shiny hunting for Celebi. It is because it is Arbor Week 2023, which is an event every year, for at least the past year, that a bunch of streamers like myself shiny hunt forest-based Pokemon and raise money for the Rainforest Trust. There's a link to donate in the description of this video, but don't feel obligated to. It is only if you are ever so inclined. Almost caught up to as many shiny hunts as we got in yesterday. We're almost at the 200 mark. We started at I guess what, 215 when I first came in today, so 415 is coming up very soon. Have I ever played the Yokai Watch games? No. I really hate to say it, because this is gonna sound bad, because I know they were supposedly really good, but they started coming out around the time that I felt like I was too cool, and so they felt like baby games to me, and so I didn't play them. But I've heard really good things, and of course now I'm an adult, and so I've shaken off that too cool persona. Because I didn't even play Pokemon Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon because of the pressures of being a high school student. It made me feel like I was a nerd. So yeah, those are the only main series Pokemon games I've never played. But I think Yokai Watch came out around the same time. Same here. I've heard good things. Oh, it's one of those kind of things, yeah, where the fourth one only came out in Japan. I had that problem with, I used to be really into Dragon Quest Monsters on the DS, And I'm pretty sure the third game in that series was only ever in Japan. We did get a remake of the first one, I think not too long ago on something. But that's a hidden gem, I think. Dragon Quest Monsters Joker for the Nintendo DS. That's a game I forget about how much I liked when I was younger. Even though it's, you know, it's very Pokemon adjacent, so it's not surprising that I enjoyed it. Very pretty dive music from Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. 414. This is 200 attempts after the one we left on, yesterday. That's level 5 who makes the yokai games, same people who do Professor Layton games right now are still going strong. Yeah, well, so it's kind of fun because, or for Professor Layton fans, because Professor Layton wasn't going strong for a really long time. Their last game was like forever ago, and we just now got announced that we're gonna have a new one, so they definitely came back swinging, and the people are excited once again. $415, that's 200 attempts today we've made. And we still got 15 minutes left. We're making crazy time. But not making crazy progress, because, once again, every attempt is the same likelihood as the last. It could be this one. It is just as likely to be this one as it was the last one, and just as likely to be this one as it is the next one. And see, now this one's just as likely as the one that we just got. I saw that, I love those games, like the Ace Attorney games. I hope they port 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, I've played, I think, the first Ace Attorney game, and that's the only one, and it was on my, iPhone, like, a while back. But actually, no, I think I actually own the Ace Attorney collection that came out on the Switch, because my friend who really liked them said they would give anyone $15 who wanted to play it. And so I said, sure, I'll try it out. And then she sent me $15, and then I never played it. But I did download it. So maybe I'll have to do it just for her. I'm just now remembering this, that I'm actually kind of a jerk. Yikes, I wonder if she remembers. Yo, Phoenix City, we were just talking about it, like, some time ago. One of the craziest songs, I think, in the Coliseum and XD soundtrack, Phoenix City, because it starts off so slow like this, and then gets really crazy, and then slows down again. You highly recommend them? Yeah, I'll definitely have to play them at some point. I've only ever heard good things about the Ace Attorney games. This song also, like this part of the song at least, feels very fitting for the Celebi Shiny Hunt. Whoa. So I just learned this, because I got a notification on my phone. I was just talking about Crystal Guardians, the Pokemon expansion. It came out 17 years ago. I think, maybe even to the day. 17 years is a long time. I don't even know where I was 17 years ago. There are people who have come in or out of this, stream chat that probably weren't even alive then. That's weird. We're also back to the pretty part. Things got a little crazy there while I talked about, Crystal Guardians, but that's over now. I think this one's it. Oh, I didn't even point out 420. We missed the funny number. Oh my gosh. This is so embarrassing. Why didn't anyone say anything? Why are you guys even here if you're not gonna warn me about 420? Yeah, here's the bridge. That's even more different than both of the other parts of this song. Green, X, 423. We're hitting the last 10 or so minutes of grinding it out. Are we gonna get like a buzzer beater shiny Celebi here? "17 years ago, you were just getting to high school." It's crazy how the realization that some people like weren't born during like very notable points in your life is really funny. I think, gosh, yeah, like I said, I have no idea what I would have been doing 17 years ago. Definitely not shiny hunting Celebi, and also 17 years ago, I did not think I would be shiny hunting Celebi, for 2 hours a day, 4 days a week, for the entire internet to see. Green, X. It really is, like, when I learn people from 2002 and 2003 are already in their 20s, I'm just like, yeah, that is crazy. People born in 2002. I hate those guys, man. Bunch of weird people born that year, I think, personally. Children, even, you could say. You're right on that one. Green, X, 427. I'm yawning. We still got 9-ish minutes to go. We can't be yawning right now. How else are we gonna finish out the Celebi shiny hunting? Green. And with 428, this marks the exact same amount of hunts we did yesterday. Let's see if we can get it in that many. But for sure we're gonna be passing however many we did yesterday, so that's kind of cool. Making good time. Green. Nope. But luckily we've got some time to spare from yesterday. And assuming nothing absolutely crazy happens in the next 10 minutes, we'll have some time tomorrow as well. The videos, keep it up and I'll be sure to catch. Thanks, it's really sweet of you to say. I'll definitely be here tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. You have a good night too, Common. I'm not gonna lie, we only have less than 9 minutes left to go, and I'm really starting to have to use the restroom. But I know that I'm gonna lose out with so much time if I do that. So, I want you to know that while my face might look happy on the screen, behind the screen, there's an internal struggle. Hearthome City. Green. X, 432. I was gonna say, I wonder if we can make it to 450, but I really don't know if that's gonna happen. No amount of optimal mashing is gonna get me there. Because if I try to reset too fast, then I'm inevitably gonna reset before I can even see if it's, shiny. I just can't do that. I cannot take that risk. I will quit this and I will delete this entire channel if I, reset on a shiny. Green, X. I really love how vibrant the colors are in this game, which is funny to say, you know, because the Game Boy is not famously colorful, but when they really had to make the Pokemon colors pop, and I think they did a really good job. So even though I'm getting tired of seeing this green Celebi 434 times, it still is a pretty color. And I can't fault him for that. Pretty or not though, doesn't make me any less mad. Mad to see it. What is this? Route 30 from Heart Gold Soul Silver. And another green Celebi. 436. This is progress, I doth say. Green, reset. I wonder how many, we've done, what, 213? No. 223 attempts. And I wonder how many of them I've announced what color the Celebi was before I reset. Probably, too many. Green, X, 438. That's okay. The music's getting a little more upbeat now. With Bianca's theme from Black and White. Still green though. 439. Has anyone else been doing anything interesting during this stream? Because, lo and behold, I've been mashing A. And I know sometimes people like to shiny hunt or play other Pokemon games while watching. And I know shiny hunting streams in general are good background noise, so I would be interested to know if anyone's doing anything fun. We had someone else shiny hunting last night. And based on what we heard, I don't think they, got what they were looking for. Less they probably would have popped off in the chat. Or maybe they did and they just didn't want to say it. They didn't want to rub it in. That we're hundreds of attempts in. With 0 luck. Crocheting, that's fun. That's a pretty good, activity to do with something in the background, mindlessly, even. At least if you're good enough at it. 442. Give it up for attempt 442. Castilia City. We're getting to the end here, looking for any straggling, you know, shiny Celebis per chance. I wouldn't complain. Maybe if I don't look, it'll be shiny. I'm just gonna look up past my monitor. If I pretend I don't care, then it'll, you know, it won't not be shiny. Is it shiny? No. Ugh. That wasn't even fun. That wasn't even a fun game. With the Pokemon Gym music now. But I figure we're ending off on, based on how long we've been live. This will be the last couple of attempts. What number are we going to? Call it. Call what number, this ends on. You did yesterday, I know it was you, Kaylee, who said how far we go. Should we end it on an even 450? 5 more attempts in the last couple minutes. Attempt 445 is green. 146. There's always next time. Try again. Start matching faster. I'm thinking 450 if there's no opposition to that. Green. 447. Oh, it was not our final song. Sorry about it. I lied. It's gonna be Old Town. Probably. Unless these attempts don't go very fast. Green. No luck. 448. I guess it's what? 3 attempts? 3 attempts left. We are making great time though, all things considered. Like in the grand scheme of things, with how many attempts we can get in per day. We can have 900 by Wednesday. Green. 2 more attempts left. If it's in one of these attempts, I'll record myself doing a full-on backflip. On camera. In real life. And I'll post it to the infinite internet. For everyone to enjoy. Alright. 450, final attempt of the night. And your final chance to see me break it down on camera. Part of me, as funny as it would be, it's kind of praying that it's not, gonna be at this time. But let's see. Here it is. Final attempt of the night. Everyone, clench your pearls, because it's green, and it does not matter. So, on that note, I believe we call it a night on the CELEBI shiny hunt. It was a good couple hours. We made, a lot more progress than we did yesterday, at least attempt-wise. Not any closer to the actual shiny, though, because, you know, same chance every time. So, I'll see you all tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, until 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Same bat time, same bat channel. You get the gist. Alright, so I'll see you all. Have a wonderful night.